Welcome to HortTube. My name is Jim Putnam. In this video, I'm going to be planting this Mahonia Narihira. This one's a difficult one to pronounce, so we'll just write it down if you're interested in it and you're looking for it. This is a absolutely beautiful Mahonia. It is soft to the touch. I've got one called Soft Caress in my yard that I'll show you in a minute that has even more fern-like foliage than this one. This one can get about 4 feet tall and about 4 feet wide, so it gets some size to it. One of the main reasons I'm planting this variety is the other 3 varieties I have bloom in the winter time. And this one actually blooms in the fall, so it's going to extend the period of time that I have some color. Mahonia are great in the south in shady spaces or part shady spaces. Most of them are going to be hardy in zone 7 to 9 or 7 to 10. One exception, I have a Marvel Mahonia over here I'm going to show you in a minute. It's actually hardy in zone 6. So if you live in zone 6 and you're interested in, and that plant is fantastic. I think that Marvel Mahonia is one of the best plants I've put in my yard so far. Soft Caress and Marvel Mahonia are from the Southern Living Plant Collection. I brought this one over next to my Mahonia bealei just to show you how prickly this thing is. I'll give you a close-up of this in a minute. Mahonia bealei, I planted this one in the fall and I did a video on it. This one gets criticized sometimes because it can be invasive in some areas. This one's from the Chinese mainland. This is not the native Mahonia. There is a native Mahonia called an Oregon grape polly in the Northwest. And Mahonia bealei tends to be more common in the trade. I think it's maybe just easier to grow in a nursery setting. They are quite, like I say, they are quite prickly, but they're super, super industrial in shaded spaces. And the purpose of this video really is twofold. I want to show you how beautiful this variety is, but I also want to show you the other 3 varieties over here and how much different they are than Mahonia bealei. These are kind of thirsty plants. They go in shady spaces, but if you think it's a dry, shady space, and this space around this, a few trees I have back here have definitely, the roots on these trees over time have definitely become more greedy, and I have a big screen of ligustrum behind where this plant's going to be sitting, and this space is much drier than it used to be. This used to be a wetter space in my yard, and because of all, there's 3 big trees in a triangle around where this plant's going to go. It's now dry shade, so I'm going to plant it a little more flush than I normally do, and I'm actually going to use some compost rather than some pine bark soil conditioner like I usually use in my clay soil, just to try to hold a little more water in place. These need regular watering. Before I put it in the ground, I wanted to show you the yellow roots. This is something you'll see anytime you pull a Mahonia out of a container. So this is Soft Caress Mahonia, and you can see how fern-like this foliage is. It's got lots of new growth on it. It blooms in the early winter, very showy yellow flowers. This plant's just incredible. This is the one I planted and did the video on. Right here is the Marvel Mahonia, and like I said, this one's hardy into zone 6. Soft Caress is zone 7 to 9. It's just a really, really beautiful plant. I can't imagine that in a few years with this one out that a lot of people will be planting Mahonia bealei. This is just such a huge improvement. And down in here is where it flowered last winter, and then it was covered in berries. If you've watched any videos I've done that included this plant, it was absolutely covered in berries. I should have cut it off right here after the fruit kind of stopped. It bloomed in the winter and then the berry set in the early spring. I should have cut it here and then it would have branched. Instead, it's got one single piece that's come up onto the top of it right there. So that's my mistake, but I get to show it to you now. This plant requires almost no maintenance, but a early spring pruning right at the top under where the berries were, and fertilized at the same time, an organic fertilizer, slow release fertilizer in the early spring, and that would have been that. But really, really beautiful, striking shade evergreens. Again, they're keeping their leaves in the winter. And there's the Soft Caress, and this is Narihira right here. It's really, this one's kind of hard to say, and it's in the sun's coming up over that fence a little bit, but you can see how beautiful this one is. And it has a fern-like foliage as well. It's just Soft Caress is even has a finer texture than that, but they're both really, really beautiful. And like I say, this one's going to bloom in the fall, and so that's going to extend the period of time I'll have flowers. This one will be flowering, and then the Soft Caress and the Marvel Mahonia will kick in after that. And then I'll go over here, and I just want to give you the contrast with, this is Mahonia bealei here, which is a really thorny beast. And I like this plant, don't get me wrong, I really like this plant. That's why it's in my yard, and it blooms beautifully in the wintertime. The berries are fantastic for the birds. So the last thing on these 4 Mahonia varieties I have is I'll rank them by height. Soft Caress Mahonia only gets about 3 by 3. And trust me when I say it's hard to find evergreen shrubs for the part shade or shade conditions that stay small and compact. So keep that in mind. Not a lot of other choices, and this fern-like foliage is beautiful. The Narihira, the variety that I just planted over here, will get more like 4 by 4, so just slightly bigger than Soft Caress and a slightly wider foliage and an earlier bloom time on it. The next one would be Marvel, and this one can reach about 6 feet in height and then about 4 feet in width. So it gets some pretty good size on it. That's why I put it in that back corner next to the fence. Just beautiful, striking blue-green foliage on it. And then Mahonia bealei and an Oregon Great Polly are both going to get, quite large. You could probably see these as big as, 8 by 8, and they can kind of colonize a bit over time as well and really take up quite a big space. I'll cut this one every year after the birds kind of pick over the berries in the late winter and fertilize it at the same time. And that's what I'll do on all of these. But if you're in the South or Pacific Northwest where these Mahonia grow well, they are just great options for keeping something green through the winter in a shady space and also blooming in the winter. And they offer, many of them offer things for the birds as well. So I thought it might be interesting to show you the 4 varieties of Mahonia that I have so far in my shade garden in my backyard. So thank you very much for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for future videos.